Gentlemen, today we have a short but simple little job to start with. I have a customer that has 3 of these trucks here. They do burials. So one of the problems they have is, as you can see, the manufacturer of this put a really small little piece here, and you see what all they're attaching to it to try to keep these packers on their truck. The problem is they end up, or at least they say they end up, breaking these shackles and stuff like that. So what they want to do is use these bigger shackles, and we've made these brackets here, and we're basically going to weld these. He wants them welded right there like so, just so they can have these much bigger shackles on there. So shouldn't be a difficult job, should be very easy for the most part. A little bit of grinding, a little bit of welding. So let's get to it. All right, so today's choice of material, 5/8 by 2 cold roll flat bar, cut 3 inches long with a 5/8 clearance hole in there. All right, so here we're going to take and just kind of grind away this paint. You know, when you're welding stuff, you really want to get as much paint off as you can. Well, it doesn't do good when you have the paint there. Sometimes you can burn it off, but it's best to just go ahead and get it cleaned up and out of the way. Right now I'm just using a 40 grit flap disc is what it's known as. And honestly, they're a real cheap brand off of Amazon. And then you see me here just kind of using the ground to hold the piece in place. Kind of make sure I get it good and pushed up against it like I want to, and I'm gonna just tack it in place. Now I'm using this Miller 211 that we've got. It's actually a pretty good machine. It's a small compact machine, but you can still burn, you know, pretty good plate size of stuff on it when you're running on 220 volt. So I tacked the top, and then I came down and welded the sides, and then now I'll go back and weld the top. All right, now we're going to work to this bottom side down here, which is a little bit tricky, you know, being overhead. And for the life of me, that board you see there would not come out of there. So yeah, I just left it in place. I'm like, I'm not gonna keep fooling with it. I'll get it to where I can get in there. Luckily got there and was able to get a nice bead on it. So just finished that first side up. We're gonna move to the second side. Same process, just tacking it real good on the top, weld each side. Get that top side welded, and then we'll weld the bottom. These things are just to help. It's an extra securement point because these packers that they use, they've somehow managed to lose, I want to say it's like 3 of these they've lost going down the road. And from what I understood, they kept saying they kept breaking shackles, but I think the guys weren't tying it down properly. But I'm not to say, I don't know, I wasn't there. There we go. First truck's done. Well, we're gonna get that second truck in here and get to work on it. One down, 2 to go. So back again, we'll just take and clean this thing up. Now, this second truck, they brought both of these trucks at the same time, so I had them here to work on. The third truck, you know, it won't be a part of this video, unfortunately. All right, so we're just going to repeat the process that we did on the first truck. Just like I said, get that paint cleaned up, good away from the area that you're going to be welding in, and then you should be all good to weld at that point. So that first truck, what you didn't see is just me kind of getting the height right on it. I just use this little sliding square that you see there, and basically I just kind of get the height to where it's the same on both sides, and then kind of make sure it's squared up to the plate on the back. All right, and there's the first one on this truck welded. Let's get to the second side. Well, all right, I don't know if you've seen that or not, but yeah, I dropped my gimbal again with my phone and my little mic piece on there. It all busted apart, but I gotta tell you, that JB plastic bonder, it just took a pretty hard fall and it didn't tear up. So super happy. So let's get back to what we're doing. Oh, by the way, I don't know if this mic is working. We're gonna find out. All right, so after all that melee, I totally missed, I believe, the second welding of this one, but it'll be okay. It's the same as the other one, gives you the idea. Pretty simple job, nothing really to it. We're putting these tabs on there, welding them good into the frame. This is actually part of the bed frame here. This is actually a C-channel that's running across the whole bed. So there's this side, there's the other. You've seen the first one. You're not going to see the third one because I'm not going to get the truck till tomorrow. And honestly, it's the same process as this. So yeah, pretty simple. Catch you next time.